You may have noticed more and more TVs popping up from Chinese brands you haven't heard of. These products are often a lot cheaper than the big name brands. But what are the pros and cons of going with a no-brand TV over something like an LG? Today we'll be looking at two 55-inch 4K TVs. The first is from Mine, sitting at just under $800. And the next is an LG 4K TV that's a bit over twice the price. Basically, all the big brand name TVs that are 4K also include features such as being a smart TV or HDR, so this bumps the price up. So, first thing you'll notice is build quality. Both look quite nice. The Mine TV has two separate feet on the bottom and a smooth plastic on the back. The I/O features 4 HDMI ports, a USB port for connecting a drive of music or movies, an RF antenna port, as well as RCA. Plus you also get optical audio and a 3.5mm port for connecting external speakers. The LG TV, on the other hand, has a single stand that stretches quite wide. The connection to the back of the TV is solid and overall did feel a bit more stable. The back of the TV also has a subtle pattern to the plastic housing, which doesn't affect picture quality, but it adds a nice aesthetic. The I/O on this TV is exactly the same, except one of the HDMI ports has been swapped out for another USB port, and it's also got an Ethernet port for connecting to the internet if Wi-Fi is not available. Bezels were similar. The LG was slightly thinner, but the material was also less reflective, which overall made it less distracting when viewing in the dark. Moving on to picture quality, both TVs have 4K resolution, and are just as sharp as each other, but colours are displayed differently. While I wouldn't call the Mine TV's colours flat, the LG's colours definitely popped a lot more, and contrast ratio was significantly better. Brighter parts of the image were noticeably brighter and clean, while keeping dark parts of the image at nearly true black. This is thanks to a feature called local dimming. When displaying a black screen, the LG TV will actually turn off the black pixels and only turn on the pixels that need to be exposed, resulting in a true black, whereas the Mine TV's backlight was always on. So when displaying a black screen, it actually looked like a really faint deep purple. The view angles, on the other hand, I have to give to the TV from Mine. While moving around the display, the contrast stayed rather consistent, whereas the LG TV had more of a noticeable shift towards the edges. So placing your couch in this TV's sweet spot is a bit more important. Another major difference is user input and overall features. Both TVs have Freeview built in, and both can play media from a USB drive. The TV from Mine had a standard remote with buttons for changing the source and volume, and arrow keys to flip through the TV's basic menus, whereas the LG TV is a smart TV, and the remote was a little more high-tech. By moving the remote in the air, you can control a cursor on the screen. You have a button in the center to select apps, and a scroll wheel for scrolling down menus. This TV was very quick at switching between apps like YouTube and Netflix, and you also have access to download more apps or even games. Although, the quality of the games were pretty poor, so I wouldn't consider that a selling point. But as for navigating menus, LG did excel with their remote. Again, it's up to the user to decide if a smart TV is right for them. It was cool being able to pick up one remote and surf YouTube. And the remote also allows you to search for things with your voice. But you don't need to buy a smart TV to get features like this. If you buy a Chromecast or an Apple TV, you can search YouTube and play games. It's just a separate purchase. So in the end, both TVs are great. For under $800, you can't go wrong with the TV from Mine. The resolution is sharp and images look good. If you want a nice 4K TV and don't need all the extra bells and whistles, it's a great deal. But of course, if you're willing to spend twice the price, you get a lot more with the LG. Colors are richer, blacks are deeper, and it has features like HDR and internet connectivity. They all add to the overall experience. Next time you're in store, check out these TVs side by side and see what you think. I'm Eli from PB Tech. Remember to like, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.